You think virtual reality will become a household staple?
So virtual reality is fantastic when it solves a hard problem. So you'd asked earlier about a couple of examples of what VR is being used for in a really useful way. And I'll talk about one which may not be surprising to people, and these are employees. So 800,000 employees at Walmart alone have put on the goggles and have gotten better at their job by training in virtual reality. You may say, well, how would you use VR to train in Walmart? Well, the day after Thanksgiving, a holiday rush, an utter cacophony. You've got to look around you and figure out how to talk to people. It's a medium that really helps them be somewhere they've never been before. And we've installed, Striver has installed either 2, 3, or 4 VR training systems in every single one of Walmart's 4,700 stores. Think about that level of scale. Everyday employees are using it to get better at their job. And one example I'll bring up, which is a hard one to talk about, but I think important for our viewers, is if you're training for an active shooter, somebody coming into the store with a gun, before VR, people were watching PowerPoint and they were looking at these things on a bullet on what do I do? We've built for Walmart a simulation where they put on the goggles. You're in the store. The gunman comes in and you have to save lives. What do? Do I tell this person to move over there? Do I look the person in the eye? A series of decisions. And you take that headset off and you can't believe that anyone has ever trained outside of VR for that event. And in El Paso, the terrible event in El Paso where so many people were killed, many associates on the floor that day had trained in VR for active shooter that day. And the CEO of Walmart has said publicly that lives were saved because of the quick thinking and the decision making made by these associates who had been there before. So that's one that a lot of our viewers probably don't know, that a lot of people at Walmart, Bank of America, and Verizon are just training every day. A second really important use case is stroke rehab. So when you have a stroke, there's a lot of things that you need to rehabilitate, but you sometimes have visual neglect where you can't see certain places, and then you can't move your body in the same way. And VR is perfect for this. You put on the goggles, and there's simulations that are designed to make you move your hand in a certain way. There's a penumbra system where you grab a bird, and then you have to move a bird to the other part, and it gets water, and it's really compelling and engaging. And the next thing you know, you've done all your physical therapy. The doctor gets all that data back where they know exactly how you've moved for diagnostic and assessment, and it's engaging. It works well. And one of my favorite studies from our lab is we had children who had a chronic regional pain syndrome, this horrible syndrome where they can't move certain limbs. They have an affected limb. But they have to move their limbs in order to help that pain go away. It's horrible catch-22. And we built a simulation that when people looked down, they saw their virtual leg. When these kids would move their leg, say, 10 degrees up, they would look down and they would see their leg move 20 degrees. In other words, they get an increased ability virtually to move their legs. They get confidence, they get self-efficacy, and it helps them to better do their other exercises. So tons of good applications we can talk about, but two of my favorite that people don't think enough about, just an epic win, is stroke rehab and employee training, where it's just a really nice way to train for these difficult situations in your job.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for giving us such an insightful look into your world of VR. So cool.